Hi guys, this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stand. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to use Lisa peeling background stamp to create those three cards in front of you. If you have been following my channel, you probably already know that I barely use the pattern paper. One of the reason is because I have a lot of papers and some of the paper that I probably have more than 10 years, and it's hard to tell where can you find those pattern paper. So usually I will use my background stamp to create my background. Duh. Yeah, so I don't really use pattern paper. So today's video I am going to share with you guys two or three different way to use the same stamps, and how to use the smaller stamp to make a bigger size card. So this is one of them, okay, and then this is another one, and here is the last one. Okay, so that's started. Before I start today's video, I'm just want to talk about the workshop, which is coming, which is going to be March 30th. So if you are new to the channel, Local King Rubber Stamp do the stamping cruise, two stamping cruise. One is in the February, go to Caribbean. One is go to the Alaska in the August. For our Alaska cruise, we still have a few spots. If you like to join us, make sure you click the link below so you can find all the information. We just come back from our Caribbean cruise. Well, not just come back, time flies. So we actually come back already few 3 weeks already. So we just did our Caribbean cruise, and I know a lot of you guys cannot join us on board. So I am going to offer you guys the workshop. So we are going to have a 3 hours workshop, and then all the material are included. Okay, so I know I talk about this workshop too many times already. A lot of you guys already received your package, which is great. 1 week before the workshop, before the March 30th, I will send you a link. So you will make 8 cards exactly like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you will get at least a stamp set that comes with all the stamps. You will get the package for the card, all 8 cards. All the stuff is already pre-cut, and some of them is already print. So you are going to just this is like a hands-on workshop. So you will make exactly the 8 card by the end of the workshop. If you cannot make it to the workshop, I will send a video link after the workshop, so you can watch the replay. Also, if you have a digital die cut machine, they come with the digital image. So there's a lot of a PNG file. So if you have a digital, because this stamp set doesn't have a matching die cut, so if you have a digital die cut machine, you can use that PNG file. If you don't have it, always a fussy cut. Okay, so that's to start today's video. I'm going to share with you guys some good tips, and hoping you guys can join me for the workshop. So far, I think I probably have a 60 people. Maybe some of them cannot join us. So it's so much fun. Okay, so the first card, we're going to make this card. I'm going to show the background first, and then I'm going to, if we have a time, I'm going to show you how to create these sunflowers. So first, if you have a stamp positioner, I highly recommend it, because some of the image you got to stamp 1 or 2 times, especially like our last video. I hope you got a chance to watch this video. So they are the solid reverse image. You sometimes you just got to stamp few times to get the better image, better coverage. So every video I try to share with some of tips that I think is very helpful. So I have over 500 videos ready for you to view. Just make sure you check our online video library, and your feedback and your comments are very important to me. So make sure you leave your comment. And my YouTube video have no commercial, so which is great. Okay, so the first tip is I always find that I'm having a hard time to use this stamp positioner, even though they are great tool. But I just found that sometimes I am still having a hard time to get a nice print image. So this is what I do is I actually raising up my my platform. And then I use these metal sheets for the shimming the die cut machine. I use two, but I still having a trouble to get a nice print image. And then until I add a piece of silicone rubber mat. So this rubber mat I bought it from scrapbookusaca.com. I don't know do they still have it or not, but you can just use those kind of baking silicone mat. I think they will do too, just add a little bit cushion for stamping. And then I put one more metal sheet. And recently I found another trick. I have some of these mat for my digital die cut machine. Some of them they are not as sticky anymore, but they are still a little bit hesitant, the glue on top. So I just was thinking, oh, maybe I can use this one to hold my paper. And then because I put that piece of metal here, I can still use the magnet to secure this piece sticky pad. Okay, so the first one, this is the first stamp. Oh, let's just stamp one more time. Okay, so the first stamp I'm using the Cougar White cardstock. Okay, and then because I have a piece of metal under, so they can really secure my paper and make sure like that. So I already did the embossing. Okay, so this one is very simple. What I did is I just stamping with a black impact and I coated with a clear embossing powder. And then for this card and this card, I'm going to show you what did I do, and then I'm using this stamp positioner to help me to get a better image. Okay, since I already raising my platform, I have a two sheets of metal and one silicone mat and this gluey sheet. Okay, so I using the VersaFine Clara. This is my favorite impact, and because I coated with a clear embossing powder, I don't really have to worry about my impact is water resist or not, because that clear coat is kind of seal the surface. But if you want to make the card like this, you got to make sure, if you don't want to do the clear embossing powder, you got to make sure that your impact is water resist, because we are going to use our magic mushroom to blend in the color. So I do this, and I have this beautiful tool my husband made for me, so we can use it. It's much helpful when I raise up that sheet, so you can get a very clean image. Or if you use the solid image, I usually use my eyeball, but it does help. Okay, so I think one sheet is good enough, and I remove this sheet, and then I am just coating with clear powder and heat up. So that's what it looks like. So you can see a little bit reflection from here, right? And this one is not. So if you don't want to do the clear embossing powder, you can do too. So this one I'm not going to do the clear embossing powder. But if you do the clear embossing powder coated, I found that it's just more like a dimensional. So you do whatever you like. And I found out if you coat it with a clear embossing powder, when you when you use magic mushroom, the color is much I mean, like you don't get a stroke. So when we want to do the blending, we want to blending as smooth as you can, right? Okay, so that's two, and we are going to just clean my stamp first, and then we are going to color with our magic mushroom. Okay, so that's, we don't need it. So I'm going to use this one, the first one. I coated with a clear embossing powder, and we are going to use any dye-based impact. So I have a few of the impact. Memento, my favorite impact, Toffee Crunch, Peanut Brightly, and I need one blue. Okay. Kind of need a dark chocolate. Okay. And then impact is kind of, oh, espresso will do the job too. Oh, find the chocolate. And I think I want to try a little bit Bahama Blue. Bahama Blue. Oh, okay. We want to make like old finish. So I think these two will, let's just use a tree. Keep it simple. That will do. We can even, well, if you want to add a little bit red, you can do that too. So I have these color, Bahama Blue, and the rich cocoa. Okay, so I have our magic mushroom here, and then you can see the size really different, right? So when you bought a new from the package, it's like this. If you touch it, it's pretty dry, soft but dry. And then before you use it, you got to make sure that you dip in the water, make then moisture, because the dry magic mushroom, it doesn't blending at all. So you got to make sure that your magic mushroom is wet, moisture but not wet. I'm going to share with you how I make my magic mushroom ready to use. So this is a Boo Boo's water ball, but I bought the other one for him, so this is good. You don't need a lot of water. I put less than 1 inch, so the height of this magic mushroom probably less than 1 inch. So when you prepare your water, you don't have to use a lot. And then when you do it, you just kind of make sure the sponge part is the water is reach around the sponge part, not higher than the sponge. And then you kind of just push few times, okay, and then squeeze the water out, and then use the flat area, and then that's it. And then squeeze like that. So that way this is ready to use. And then you should have a dry cloth handy. Make sure your magic mushroom is not too wet and not too dry. So I use this one and they work perfectly. And then I also use this one to clean my magic mushroom. Okay, so we are going to starting our color. I have a 2 brown color, 1 light color, 1 dark color. So I have my my brown magic mushroom. When you touch it, they have to be the moisture but not the wet. Okay, because it's too wet, they won't be able to pick up the color. Too dry, they won't be able to blend in. So any dye-based impact will work. So I pick up some color, and then you can just testing a little bit. Okay, and then we are going to start from always from outside of the paper, and then I always support my sponge. I don't try to twist my sponge part is going to break from here. So I'm going to just draw a little circle. We want to hide this stroke. So drawing the circle, support your sponge. Okay, hiding that circle. Okay, like I say, I have over 500 videos available for you to view. There's more than 100 excuse me 100 videos is about how to use the magic mushroom. Okay, so I'm going to just start a little bit. If you don't have a local king's magic mushroom, you can try to use your blending tool. Okay, any tool is work are the good tool. Okay, so once that I kind of drawing a circle, and then I can just rub a little bit color. And remember, I always start from my scrap paper because I don't want to have this circle mark in my middle of my car. So I kind of just drag like one direction, or you can do this. Okay, and the next, because I start with the light color, I don't have to worry about clean my magic mushroom. And I pick up a little bit darker color, start from the right side. But if you start from the darker color and then you want to use the lighter color, you have to clean your magic mushroom. And I'm going to show you how to clean it. Okay, drawing a circle, try to hide the stroke. Okay, see again, I start from the scrap paper, draw few lines. Okay, and that's good enough. And this time I actually want to try to add a little bit blue. Okay, so remember, not too wet. Pick up some color. Okay, see, I start from here. I have that circle. Just make sure not too much ink. One direction. Okay, one direction. Sometimes you can draw a little circle, kind of blending the color. Hide the stroke. Okay, if sometimes you want to use a side, okay, you can use a side. Add a little bit more texture if you want to. Okay, so that's the first background. Let me trimming it. I will be right back. Okay, so this is my first card, and most of the local king's background stamp is is perfect for A2 size because that's the cheapest way we can put the 4 background stamps on the one plate. So now you can see I kind of just use this darker brown, kind of just put a little bit darker color around the edge of the card. Just kind of push the highlight to the center. Okay, gently drawing a little circle. Remember, always support your sponge. We don't want to break your sponge. Okay. Got a little bit runny nose. Okay. Okay, see how pretty it is? And then you just mount, see they all different. I kind of like these light blue, is really make a difference. And then this one is one of the stamp set. It's called the Sunny Honey. They come with the double die cut. So for the this one, I did 2 die cut. One I just use a mirror gold mirror paper, gold mirror paper, and I just die cut one time, and then something like that. Like this is a black. And then I stamp it, and I did the gold embossing, and I just trimming the flower part and the beads, and then kind of off the center a little bit. So that's what I did. I think that's really pretty, but you can put anything you like. I think even just put it on the block, it looks pretty nice too. Or, oh, you know what? Or what we can do is we can use or die cut. You know what? Let's take a look at what's it look like if I just die cut on this paper. You never know. Let's cut it and see what's it look like. Okay, so I die cut it, and then you can see from the back, and then I don't like it. These die cut, they didn't really falling from my main card, because this one when I designed it, they have some kind of kiss cut. So there's a little hinge still attached on top, and then it's perfect to make a shaker cut. So I cut it. I don't really like it, but I already spent the time to do my background, so I want to save my background. Here is how I'm going to save my background. So, or you can just spending the time to make one more background. Definitely not me, because I'm lazy. So I always try to fix my boo. So I have my foundation card ready, and I put here, and then I have all my little pieces here. So I'm going to do like a puzzle, glue those little pieces back. So that way I'm able to fix my boo-boo and nobody can tell. Okay, so I'm going to use the poking tool, just pick it up, and isn't this a good tip? I think it's a very good tip. Okay, and I have a few of my small pieces, and see, we fix it. Boo Boo is good. I love Boo Boo. That's why I named my dog Boo Boo. See, like a brand new. You never even know that was a Boo Boo here. And then you can put anything you like. I have at least I think, isn't that pretty? You don't have to do anything. So we can do the gold color. I think with a little bit black, they kind of pop out better. Or you can do, where is the banner? I am a messy crafter. That was a Christmas banner somewhere else. Oh, I can't find it. Okay, so you got it, right? So you can put anything on top, or you can, here is the birthday banner here, and do whatever you like. So that's just the background, and I think it's a pretty unique background. I think that blue really bring it up. Okay, so let's move on to the next card. Okay, so let's move on to the next card. The next card, I am actually going to use a watercolor paper, because we are going to use some water. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to create this card, the background. We're going to more focus on the background. Don't really spend too much time to talk about the front, unless you would like to know how to create the vase. Okay, leave me a comment, let me know. I read all my comments, and then if you are interested, I will definitely create a video to show you guys how. So recently I'm kind of like playing my digital die cut machine. I know a lot of you guys are totally against the digital die cut because it can be complicated, but come on, now they create the car, doesn't even need a driver. So the die cut machine, just think about it, maybe it's in the future. So this is what was a few of the stuff I was kind of playing with my die cut machine. So I just want to point out is that even though our background is small, it's designed for the A2 size card, but with some editing, you can make your A2 background stamp. You can make a bigger card. For example, like this. You create a window with some kind of pattern, and then you just put your card in the back. So this is some of the stuff I was kind of playing. Just want to share with you guys. Something like that. Okay. So that's started. First, my watercolor paper, and this is a Canson watercolor cardstock. I think it's 130 pounds. I got it from Michael's. Okay, and make sure my paper is there. Okay, we are going to do I'm going to try one red one, and I'm going to try one more like a blue color. So I'm going to start with a lighter color, and this is a memento. Okay, when I use the felt impact, I always rub, and tap. The rub is just apply the ink. The tap is kind of smooth those rubbing mark. And I'm going to use a little bit darker color. Sorry, the first one is the Tangelo. And this one, the Rubra Stoke. Okay, and then I'm going to just rub a little bit red on the side. Not too much. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to use my mist bottles. Kind of just spray two, three times. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Okay, and then if you want to more, you can just spray a little bit more. It's more watering. See, it's totally different. You can even spray a little bit water directly on the paper, and then kind of turning around. Look how pretty this background is. I know it's really hard to tell when you see like a black and white image. Okay, so that's what it look like. Wait, there's a little bit more. Isn't that pretty? Very nice background, and we can use a Kleenex kind of like a pick up a little bit extra color. Okay, I know some of you guys probably want to get these stamps. I don't have any promotion running. Every time when I have a promotion running, that means I have to work. I have to make a stamp, and I have to ship the stamp, and I don't really like that because now my husband is go back to construction, so I have to do all the hard work. But I know some of you guys probably want to get this stamp, so I am going to give a coupon code, 20% off coupon code. Is going to be Lisa, which is my name, 2024, which is this year. So Lisa 2024, you will get 20% off. I'm going to run this promotion code for 1 week, but this promotion code cannot use for a workshop because the workshop package is already very good deal. The shipping fees cost me like $18, and if you have to receive your package, you probably know I send it with a tracking number. So if you like to join my workshop, try to purchase this kit as soon as possible because otherwise they need 2 weeks to send it to you from Canada, so you probably won't get it in time. Okay, so remember the 20% off coupon code is Lisa 2024. Okay, and then now I am going to add a little bit. I want to maybe this side a little bit more. Just rub a little bit in the corner. Okay, and I am going to actually add a little bit purple here and there. Okay, again, you can spray directly on your stamp. Okay, and the best part is you never know what's look like. I think that looks really pretty. And then we can even just kind of move around your platform. Sometimes you can even spray a little bit water and then make it run. I think that's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, I'm going to put this away. Okay, and then let them dry. I have more things to share with you guys. So first, I'm going to put this one, let it dry. And then I am going to try one more. So on my sticky sheets have some water. Don't use Kleenex because this sheet is going to pick up all the tissue. Let's do one more. Remember the watercolor paper, if you buy from Michael's, these Canson watercolor cards, that they have one side is more rough, one side is smoother. So we're gonna use the smooth side. So do this, and if you're looking for this sticky stuff, sticky mat, if you have a digital die cut machine, I'm sure you probably have it. Don't you cut original like a Cricut mat. Go to Amazon. You can buy the compactive one, which is much cheaper. Okay. Okay. The second one, I am going to do a bluish color. So I have a blue. I have I want a blue. So I'm going to have a little bit darker blue. And let's see, maybe let's try a little bit green. So you probably ask me, say, hey Lisa, how come you have a number 22 crystal blue? You make your own impact, because I love Memento. The only thing is they don't have enough color. So one of my video, you gotta go check it out, find out which number is, how to create your own impact. I found that pretty useful, so you can make as many as impact you want. Okay, again, so I'm going to try to the green, rub, tap. That's how you ink your color. And then I'm going to do a little bit blue. Okay. Don't worry about the impact. As long as you start from the lighter color and then use a darker color, you don't have to worry about the ruining your impact. And I have no idea what's going to look like. So I kind of put enough water. And let's see. So every time we use stamps, it's a surprise. Okay, that's blue. That's, blue actually become green because this lighter green is kind of like a lemon green, and then you make blue, create a beautiful green. That's okay. So now I want to have a more blue. If your impact is foam, try to tapping it, don't rub it. The rubbing technique is only good for the felt. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little bit darker blue on side. And then you play. That's the best part. You never know what to look like until you stamped it. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to kind of spray a little bit directly on the paper. Let it run a little bit. Actually, let it run a lot. Okay, you can barely know that the stamp image anymore. And then we're going to just pick up some color. And I use my Kleenex. I kind of just dab it. So they kind of create some kind of pattern too. So I am going to do a little bit more blue. Rub. I think this is a little bit too much. And I'm going to use my wet cloth, kind of pick up a little bit color. And I am going to spray a little bit. There you go. Kind of unique, isn't it? And then you can just move around, let it run a little bit. Okay, pick a little bit here. I am going to try a little bit darker chocolate. Okay, just a part of the stem. Don't have to do the whole thing. Ooh, I like this. I think that's really unique. You cannot really even tell that's my peeling background stem. I think it's so unique. And then I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, my foundation color is still, my paper is still a bit wet. I think that's so cool. What do you think? Okay, so here, if you don't want those dots, you can just spray some water and then run a little bit, but I think that's good enough. And then for that sticky sheet, don't worry, don't try to clean it, rub it, just let them dry. Once when they dry, they will become sticky again. Okay, so what do you think? Which one is your favorite? Okay, and then I'm going to dry those two. I have something else to share with you guys. Just give me a second. Okay, so I already trimming it. So it's the same idea. This one, what I did is I just make this card 5x5 and 5.5 by 5.5, and I kind of just strip my card and then reorganize to make this card bigger. Or what you can do is, if you have some unique die cut, you can just create the background like that, or like this. Ooh, I think this is so. This green one, I think if you put some kind of sea creature, a turtle, I think it looks so pretty. So I'm working on some digital die cut. If we do have a digital die cut machine, I will post this image on my website soon. Just make sure you subscribe Local King's newsletter, and I will send an email out. Okay, but before I show you the next step, I'm going to show you something else. So only if you want to, what I like is I just find out I like to kind of give a little bit closure. So I will use the red color, just make around it a little bit darker. Just a personal preference. But you do whatever you like. I just like to do that. Okay, so I do a little bit red. Okay, this is the red one. If you want to, if you don't want to, it's totally okay. Anything you like. Remember, after all, it's your artwork. So the green one, you can just give a little bit tapping. Or if you want to do a dark, I really like this green one. But if you ask me to make one more, I don't think so. You will come out the same. Okay, last things. Okay, if you like this result, you stop right here. But I like to show you something more. So this was the second one. That's how I did that. So I show you the first one already. I did embossing and apply the color on top and come up with something like this, and I will finish it later. And this one is exactly how I created these two. You can cut a square, or you can do anything you like, or if you have some kind of window die cut, you can just put under, and you can put a sea turtle on top, or jellyfish, or anything you like. But I have something else, this one. Okay, so this one I'm actually show you two different way. One way, we are going to use the same stamp. Okay, so we're gonna use a Versamark. We're gonna use a Versamark. Where's my Versamark? I have to clean my table. Is very messy. Oh, find out ink was in the wrong drawer. So you can use the Versamark, and then because I already trimming my paper, right? So you can just apply the Versamark, put your car on top, and rub, and put any embossing powder you like. So you can do like this one. I use the gold color. So I use the same stamp, and then I just here is a more texture. So and then on my card here's the last texture. So I put it like this, and then when you do the embossing, that looks like that. But I found it's a little bit busy for me. If I want to put any other image on top, is going to take over. It's just too busy. So instead of I use my peeling background stamp, I am going to use something else. This is the words background stamp. Is the or number 1 cell background stamp. It just looks pretty. And then you can see I put the arrow here. Make sure I don't get upside down image. So we can do the green or we can do the red. I'm going to do the red because I have a gold embossing powder in front of me. Maybe this one is a silver metallic. Is going to look better. So you can do use the same background, or you can use a different background combined with your other background stamp. Okay. And then I am going to just do a little bit in the middle. Okay. And then before I stamp on top, I'm using my embossing body, kind of rubbing this paper a little bit. And make sure you dry it, because if you wet, they will pick up all the embossing powder. So I just put on top, and I use my finger, kind of just rubbing the center. Okay. And then you can see nothing. That's pretty normal. And then we are going to do the gold embossing. Okay. Whew, I think this is so pretty. I wasn't expecting to come out like that in the beginning. I thought, oh, that's so ugly. But remember, boo-boo is always good. So I really not a big fan of embossing. So I'm going to heat up and okay, so first, this is the one I used the words and the background stamp. I think it looks really pretty and pretty autumn looking. And then you just mount on the black cardstock. You can put some flower or anything you like, or even just this thank you. I think that's good enough. And then I was thinking, oh, I want to show you guys. So I did another one. This is the silver color, that green one. I kind of like it without the silver, but it's also unique. But you never know until you make it happen, right? So I think it is still pretty, very artistic in the back. I think that looks not bad, but well, you get the idea what I'm trying to share with you guys, right? So we can mount on top, put something like that. So one more thing, last things to share with you guys is this is a card. Do you see all the twine across the center? So this is something else. What I do is I turn the back, and then I just use my little scissor, just cut a few points. It doesn't have to be even, any place you like. Okay, and then I have this nice twine. Okay, and then I'm going to just find a gap, and then just stuck that twine over there, and then I'm using the tape to secure it. And then you can see from the back, and just find the one spot, and maybe here, and then I use that little gap that I just create, and then kind of create some pattern just like this. in the front. Okay. Oh, I think the silver color doesn't really show. Let's try the gold color. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? So let's try. Oh, I think a gold color, maybe too gold. No, I think the gold color works nice. Or metallic blue, that will work too. So that's the one other way you can decorate your card. It's easier to see from the back. Okay, from the front. Okay. Don't pull in too tight because you don't want your paper get a wrinkling. Okay, that's these here. Hoping this video is not too long. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Tape in the losing end and find a piece white cardstock, and you can put any character you like on the front. Okie dokie, so oh, maybe just even black and white. I think that looks nice too. So just the idea. So I hope this video give you some ideas how to use this peeling background stamp. And I still have a few more background stamp that I haven't created a video to share with you guys how to use it. If you have been following my channel, I use the stamp that I created probably 15 years ago. I still mix them with my newer stamp. So that's what I like to do. And if you are interested to purchase a stamp, Lisa 2024, that's a 20% off a coupon code. It will be in the next Thursday. So if you do like this video, make sure you leave me a comment below and let me know. Give me a thumb up. So that's everything for today, and I will definitely working on the other video. And remember, our workshop is only have a 5 kit available. If you would like to join us, just make sure you go to the website. All the information is listing under this link, and it's going to be so much fun. 3 hours, and you will create 8 cards, and in the video you will get awesome discount code too. So that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is Elisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. See you next time. Bye guys.